We have breaking news. Conservative activist Charlie Kirk has been killed after being shot in the neck during an outdoor rally on the campus of Utah Valley University in Orem, Utah.
If I ever step on a plane and see a black pilot, I fear for my life. Words like these, spoken by Charlie Kirk on stage, ignited outrage nationwide. Praised by supporters and reviled by critics, he built a career on confrontation. On September 10, 2025, while debating gun control before a packed crowd, his life ended in a burst of violence. His death was more than the loss of a political figure. It revealed the dangers of influence, controversy, and assassination in modern America. Early ambitions and resentments. Charlie Kirk was born October 14, 1993, in Arlington Heights, Illinois. His father was an architect. His mother worked in mental health. The family was comfortable, but Kirk felt discontent early. After high school, he sought a military career but was rejected from academy admission, officially for academics. He believed a black applicant received his spot, a conclusion that fed his sense that the system was unfair. That conviction shaped his worldview. The 2008 financial crisis hit his family business, and his community shifted toward newly elected President Barack Obama. Kirk, inspired by Ronald Reagan, turned to local Republican campaigns. Even as a teenager, he was convinced institutions worked against him, a belief that would drive his politics for years. Building Turning Point, USA. In 2012, Kirk met Bill Montgomery, a Tea Party candidate who saw potential in the young activist. Together, they founded Turning Point USA to put conservative messaging directly on high school and college campuses, spaces widely seen as left-leaning. The goal was to counter that culture with organized presence, events, and chapters. Kirk's profile rose quickly. Ben Shapiro called him a future Republican leader, boosting his credibility. Kirk left Harper College without a degree to focus on activism. At the Republican National Convention that year, he met millionaire donor Foster Friess, who provided critical funding. With money and structure, Turning Point USA expanded nationally. What began as a campus effort became a movement with professional infrastructure and daily reach into student life. Ascent in the Trump years. When Donald Trump launched his 2016 campaign, Kirk backed him early and publicly. At 22, he became the youngest speaker at the Republican National Convention, a moment that put him in the spotlight. He published Time for a Turning Point and started the Professor Watch List, accusing educators of pushing leftist propaganda. The list drew heavy criticism, but also energized his base. Kirk coordinated with controversial figures like Milo Yiannopoulos for campus debates that often turned into public showdowns. With Republicans in power, Turning Point USA flourished. From years of studying political movements, one thing stood out. Kirk made college campuses central battlefields, something few had achieved at that scale. By the end of Trump's first year, he was no longer just a youth activist. He was an influencer with direct lines into party power, a turn to faith, and a new public self. For years, Kirk kept religion mostly out of his message, describing himself as secular. Around 2018, he shifted, recognizing the core role of evangelical Christians in conservative politics. He began quoting scripture and speaking in faith-infused terms, winning new followers who viewed politics through religion. His personal life reflected this change. He met Erica France in 2018. They shared Christian beliefs, got engaged in December 2020, and married in Scottsdale in May 2021. They welcomed a daughter in 2022 and a son in 2024. By weaving family and faith into his public identity, Kirk recast himself as more than a campus provocateur, now a husband, father, and Christian conservative advocate. The controversies that defined him. As his reach grew, so did the conflict. Kirk became known for sharp, often offensive remarks. He claimed a black pilot would make him fear for his life, and questioned whether black Americans were qualified to fly planes. He called for halting immigration, including legal immigration, and argued women working outside the home hurt the family. On guns, he said the right to bear arms came directly from God and called firearm deaths the cost of freedom. To supporters, this was clarity. To critics, it was dangerous. During COVID-19, he used his platform to spread conspiracy theories about the virus and vaccines, adding confusion during a crisis. Republican Congressman Adam Kinzinger called him human garbage. After the 2020 election, Kirk promoted Donald Trump's false claims of a rigged vote. He urged protests and shared messages many read as calls to action before the Capitol attack. He later deleted the posts. At this point, he shifted in many eyes from youth influencer to a loud megaphone for misinformation, a turning point in how the public saw him. Fame, money, and influence. By 2023, Kirk was a national debater filling auditoriums and charging high fees that became his main income. He moved into a nearly $5 million home in a gated Arizona community. The rise was striking. Just years earlier, he earned under $30,000. Critics said he monetized politics. Supporters said he was paid for principle and skill. Invitations poured in from universities, student groups, and conservative organizations. He drew attention wherever he spoke, admirers and protesters alike. In the run-up to the 2024 election, Republicans credited him with swaying young audiences in key areas. His activism had become a career of fame, wealth, and influence, making him one of the most recognized voices of the new right. Deepening ties with Trump, Kirk's loyalty to Donald Trump never faltered from the 2016 campaign through Trump's 2024 return. He defended Trump's policies consistently and repeated them across media and campuses. This won him trust within the Trump circle. During 2024, Kirk appeared at more than 20 college events where Republicans struggled, helping energize voters. Many in the party said he contributed to Trump's victory. Insiders floated him for a formal role, but leaders decided he was more useful outside government, unconstrained and able to shape opinion as an independent influencer. His connection to Trump remained a core source of his authority. September 10, 2025, the shooting. Kirk had launched a new speaking tour called The American Comeback. Utah University was the first stop. The auditorium was electric, partisan cheers, angry boos, and a sharp focus on gun control. Kirk called gun rights a God-given freedom. Opponents jeered. Tension rose. Then gunfire cut through the room. Panic spread in seconds. Audience members dove for cover. Security surged forward. Kirk collapsed on stage as the event, streamed live, stunned viewers nationwide. Police locked down campus and reviewed cameras. By night, a 22-year-old man from Salt Lake City was in custody. Authorities said he had no known ties to the university. Reactions were immediate. Supporters called Kirk a martyr for free speech. Critics noted the irony: a man known for defending guns killed during a gun debate. The shooting became another flashpoint in a country already split. Aftermath and the battle over the narrative. Theories spread fast. Kirk's allies blamed left-wing extremists, saying his years of attacks on immigration, women's roles, and racial politics had made him a target. Others, including some conservative voices, argued his death actually strengthened the right by turning him into a martyr. They said public sympathy often surges after assassinations, energizing the cause. One fact was clear: his message did not die with him. Supporters shared clips of his speeches as if prophetic. Critics warned his ideology could spread even faster, fueled by the power of martyrdom. The tragedy was not only the killing but how death can amplify a voice, carrying it far beyond the moments when the speaker was alive. A legacy of division, how America responded. Kirk's assassination did not cool politics, it deepened the split. Supporters called him a warrior, silenced for speaking truth. They held vigils, quoted his lines, and cast him as a defender of free speech and Christian conservative values. Critics saw a different legacy. To them, he embodied the dangers of extreme rhetoric, years of conspiracies, divisive claims, and rage. His death, they argued, did not erase harm. It proved how powerful and destructive unchecked words can be. His name now symbolizes two realities: an architect of a youth-driven conservative movement and a figure who accelerated polarization. Whatever the judgment, his influence is undeniable, a lasting mark on a fractured political landscape. The story of Charlie Kirk leaves behind one undeniable truth: America is more divided now than ever. Was his legacy built on courage or on fueling division? Join the conversation in the comments and make sure to like, subscribe, and let me know which event you want me to cover in the next video.